There's a bit of a rush right now with the macadamia farmers that spray those.
He was just like Ian Stepler.
That's half of the secret of the pallets. So when we rob everything. Don't go there.
Stay away.
Yeah.
Driver got out, he says, "Yes, I don't know what you're busy doing."
Hey guys, publishing a slightly different video this week. I was privileged enough to go on a tour of a commercial honey house recently with Brett Falconer of Houveld Honey Farms on the East Rand here in Johannesburg. And it's not the first time I've been through this honey house, but each time we do something, we learn something new. So take a listen to Brett. He's been doing bees for extremely long, and some of the other guys that were with me contributed to the conversation. So there's some really interesting topics that come up in this video. I hope you enjoy it.
It's a lot. Is it?
Where were these ones from, Brett?
Macadamia.
Okay.
Alright, so our style that we rob 450, and if they're not that full, 500 supers on a load. Currently we load 2 loads a night. So the trucks come in here at night, and then they just with the trolleys stuff into the debugging room where in winter, like the aloe crops and that type of stuff, we get it quite warm in here. We've got it quite nice and insulated, and this granulation's a problem, but with this honey it doesn't granulate. So typically then we run 2 shifts, so each shift must extract its load of honey. So they will extract 450 to 500 in a day, and then tonight another team will come in. There's a bit of a rush right now with the macadamia farmers that spray those, and we finished the oranges last week, same story, so it's a bit of a push. I'm wanting to get back to the gums, but of course in a drought there's not very much food right now. But so that's what this room is, the debugging room. The bees go out. Those bees, we must take them and add them to beehives and give them food, but it's a high risk of capacity by the bees.
I just wanted to pause a second here to explain to those of you who don't know about capensis. Capensis is a species of bee, Apis mellifera capensis, and it's farmed in the Western Cape here in South Africa, where it's one of our biggest honey producers. The thing is there's a natural barrier between the Western Cape and the north of South Africa, where the capensis had stayed originally below that natural barrier, and then we farm the scutellata here in the Houveld, which is above the barrier. But somebody brought capensis across that barrier at some point in time, and now we find that capensis is starting to invade the hives of the scutellata. The capensis is a very, very interesting honeybee, and if you're interested in me making a video about this, then please comment below and we'll put it onto our schedule and possibly share some facts and some knowledge around the Apis mellifera capensis, and also the impact that it has on the Apis mellifera scutellata here in the north of South Africa.
Are these all your guys' supers?
Yeah,
And how many hives have you got out there?
about 5,000.
But years back, I felt much more than 5,000.
No, the peak that I ever ran was 8.
Yeah, that's the number I
But
heard.
I couldn't do it. I ran 8 for about 2 years. It was too late. And now the availability of sites now is different.
Big problem.
But
And how much do you write off in a year on vandalism and theft?
we had 50 hives stolen the other day in April. But we're generally putting watchboys out. And
Private guys, so it's not that bad.
there's areas we know where there's theft, we don't go. Simply don't go there.
Stay away.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, because there's big areas that we don't work. I was just saying, in Richards Bay I used to take 70 tons of honey off a year, every year.
Yeah, but
I don't go there anymore.
really.
Do you actually destroy your house or steal your house?
You know, all I say, it's like when an oak wants to steal the peaches off a tree, he cuts it off and tree.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they do to our house here. They destroy them. There's nothing left when they steal them. So when we rob everything. Don't select capped honey, take a whole lot. So that's why I say a lot of it goes uncapped right now.
Is that obviously for time? Like to save time?
Well, yeah, you also you've got to move those hives tomorrow. So if you leave honey behind, you can't, they're too heavy. But the honey's ripe because the flowers are finished. So even though it's not capped, it's ripe. So here the bees are busy capping. On the other cones, where the cones are half full, they're take it.
Do you do the hydration, the dehydration? Do you have that facility?
I don't do that.
Oh,
So what do you just
But
mix
that's
it all?
right.
Yeah.
It's, they could test the honey and that, but no. We are robbing it at the end of the flow.
Okay.
In America and especially in China, they're robbing it during the flow. In Europe, every beekeeper in Europe will have a dehumidifier.
Yeah.
Every beekeeper will.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know if anybody in South Africa has got one.
Many of them. Yeah.
So they're robbing nectar, they're robbing green, unripened honey. And they are artificially evaporating the water off. But that gives them a 3 times more bigger crop. Take the honey, that's the biggest job. The bees have to ripen that. Take it away from them.
Put it all together. Yeah. Okay.
All that. So we've got 5 machines. They have a tapping machine there that it's got chains that take the top off. They push it from one machine to the next. A comb like this. It's been rained on, it's black, it's not the best. It's been used, it's probably 10 years old, this comb. It's through a lot of refurbishing every year. Houses like that one that broke now will get fixed. We generally put the foundation in on the aloes. The aloes they draw, but at the end of the aloes, when we move to the oranges and macadamias, we put 4 frames of foundation in each colony. It's super, it gives them space when you're moving because you've got these big swarms. It's been fixed with the frame of foundation. It's important with your foundation. Put it in that it just touches the bottom, so then the bees chew in the bottom bar, that it will not break in the machine. So that's quite important when you, a lot of guys might take a root frame and cut it in half, and that's a bit short. Yes. And the bees don't join it, and the comb is wonky and breaks. Here you can see this machine. Just started. Look down here. Yeah, so the bucket from under the uncapper, tip it in here and it's a screw. So it starts fat and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. As it gets smaller, it compresses the wax, pushes the honey out, and the wax comes out of here as a sausage. Dry wax. I think it looks like it's blocked because it come out as a sausage and it's messed up. Yes. Yeah, it comes out. It's dry. There's no honey in it.
After you've extracted, it's also still heated, eh? In this
So
storage.
those settling tanks,
Yeah.
they've got a water jacket underneath. That's at 50, just to make the wax rise. But you felt the honey's already warm. Then we pump it. I don't know if you felt those 2 drums here. They were quite warm.
I did, yeah.
And then from there, just go out into the shed.
You close down during winter, huh? Totally.
No, winter is. We start moving these to aloes on the first week in June. So the whole of June, July, and August is preparation for your big crop.
So it's ongoings.
Yeah. So you can't move that amount of bees in 1 week. So you have to stagger it. So you got to have different areas that flowering at different times. The Rustenburg aloes flower at different time to the Kroblersdal aloes, which flower at different times to the Hammanskraal or Rustenburg aloes. So you move to Rustenburg 1,500, and then you move to Kroblersdal 1,500, then you move to Rustenwinter 1,500, and that way you catch the flow, as is when you rob. Well, so it's not all at once. You can't do it all at once because it's all got to happen at once.
And tell me, have you found the seasons are changing? Not really.
You mentioned you're robbing your hives. What do you mean by robbing your hives? Because you're moving your hives to moving and you're robbing your hives.
When we take honey away from a hive, we are robbing it.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
We're stealing it. I was in an Uber the other day, and I was talking on the phone to Matthew, and when are you going to rob? And are you robbing tonight? The driver got out, he says, "Yes, I don't know what you're busy doing."
Thought you the mastermind guy. No.
Terminology, how many trucks and how many teams, and this team is going there and you're going to rob there.
Are we going to offload and take it to the warehouse? And
And the guys just bring their suits.
when you're busy loading those things, are you busy doing it by hand or are you doing it by forklift? By house, when you're busy taking.
And that's one of the things about our bees, we can't put it on pallets. Our bees drifts. You can't handle a pallet. You have a pallet of 4 hours, eventually you've got one, and you've got 3 weak ones that have drifted onto the dominant one.
Even if they stay in different directions.
Yeah, still. John is still doing that down in Nace now.
Is it?
The pallet that takes 2 boxes and still facing the same flipping direction.
Really?
And the guys took him out on one of the pages, but it was a drop site before he moved them off, so he had 400 colonies. And then he also walked up and he said, "Let's have a look." And one thing I immediately observed when they opened it is the colonies were equalized exactly the same strength. And I just asked him if the queens were the same age. But he works like that. He works just like Ian Stepler.
That's half of the secret of the pallets, what you've just said, is to have the queens the same age.
Yeah.
Those queens come from the same mommy, so they smell just the same and have been mated the same day, so they smell just the same and there's not really one dominant. Our bees can't do this. I failed. You've tried to breed queens. It's not easy. Our bees, like Africa, it just seems to be further back in evolution. Can't do the stuff the other eggs do. So typically the supers for the day is about 450 in here. And then, because if you leave the door open for too long, then the robbers will
Fly.
So at night then they take them out. That's yesterday's supers. Looks like that here. Yesterday's supers.
How long did you do that there for, Brett?
2 days.
Okay.
Monday the shed will be full. All those supers will be out. And Monday they'll go and take them down the road. Yeah.